Good evening, AAL2 fans. This is going to look a little bit different tonight as I, Sam Shady, am hosting the show in place of Cool McCain, the man you've grown to know and love, through 13 episodes so far this season. We are already at episode 14, and we're bearing down on the playoffs quick. So what better way to spend it than talking to all the teams from the East, as well as the Mississippi Wolfpack, who recently won their game against the Carolina Predators. So without further ado, I will be joined by LaMarcus Kelly, a.k.a. Mr. 30 for 30. So without further ado, here he is, the man himself. How you doing this evening, LaMarcus?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time tonight, of course. Man, let's just go ahead and get into this. I mean, you guys have kind of got a little bit of a hot streak going the past couple games. It seems like you're just rolling through teams as of late. What's your secret? What kind of got you guys turned around as of late here?
Oh, no, Coach just bringing in the right pieces, man. Coach filling it in. He know what he doing, got an eye for talent.
That makes sense. Is there anybody necessarily that sticks out to you as the running back for the team that has kind of really been balling and added value so far, down the stretch here?
Yeah, I'm going to say my O-line, man. But in general, though, just pinpoint him out, number 77. That guy's an animal.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, man. Every running back would love to have him.
Absolutely. Glad to hear it. So, I mean, moving forward, you've got some tough games coming up, but, you're coming off a win against the Carolina Predators. How did the game go for you guys, and what was the end score for any fans watching that didn't catch the game?
I say the game went good, though. The fans, they enjoyed the game. It was our first time playing in the Batesville Civic Center. Man, the crowd, we loved it. Our first game there, moving from Tunica to Batesville. Woo! It was electric. I like it.
Glad to hear it.
It was a good game, though, with Carolina Pro. The game was actually closer than the score say. It was way fun, and I can say that.
I'm glad to hear it. I mean, obviously, we all want competitive games for the league's sake, right, and the fans' sake. But obviously, it's always great when you can get a win.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your role in this game. I mean, how did you do? How many carries did you see? Stuff like that.
Well, I did. Me personally, I think I did good, being that I was on minute restriction for real. But when I got in the game, I made something happen. I had 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, a fumble recovery, a forced fumble on defense. When I got in, I made use of my time. I just can't wait till the playoff comes so I can unleash again.
Very nice. When did the playoffs start for you, my friend?
We started June 28th. Got Tri-City coming to Batesville.
Very nice. Okay, so it's coming up quick. Do you guys have a game this upcoming weekend?
No, we off. We going. We resting up, waiting on Tri-City. We trying to put some gators on the grill.
There you go. Love it. So, I mean, what have you seen so far? Have you even gotten into game prep for the Gators yet?
Well, I've been watching film because the quarterback they got now, that tall guy, he pretty good. But we just got to click in. So when we went to see them, and Madison out of Alabama, we were short-handed, but we still came out on top. Like the game, we was up 20-0, and of course down the stretch when you ain't got all your rotating pieces, sub pieces, some guys starting to get tired and stuff like that, so they end up coming back, closing it into 17-20. But we still managed to close it off. But like I say, when they come to Batesville, it's a different story.
Absolutely.
It's different.
Absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about that. You talked about how valuable the depth and the players behind you guys can be. How do you go about preparing to play both ways and virtually almost never coming off the field?
I just try to stay hydrated, stay working off and on. Like, really, rest and ice, man. That's the most important thing you could do. Rest, ice, and exercise. Repeat it. That's how you keep your body up in shape, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. You got every team that need, like, discipline when it comes to that part, but pretty much we got depth when it comes to stuff like that. Like we pretty much got discipline when it comes to stuff like that. So it's we definitely looking forward to Tri-City. I can say that. We played them 3 times already this season. This will be our 4th time playing them and going into the postseason. So quite sure they've got enough film on us and we got enough on them to.
I would imagine. So talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, how tough can it be, for you guys to play the same team 4 times? I mean, I imagine at that point, there's not really anything new they can show you or vice versa.
Nah, I don't think they could do is try to rotate them chess pieces around. That's it. That's it, man. We coming. I can say we coming for them. Like, I like they playing against them, though. Crumbs, you got Crumbs over there at linebacker. He's a pretty good veteran. You got that new running back they got, number 34. He's pretty solid, too. He reminds myself of me a little bit, but he getting there. I can say that. He's tough. He's tough. But, and then they got number 1, though, the receiver they got. He's tall and fast. Like, they got some weapons around him, so there's a lot of film review we got to do, try to pick out some of their key plays, repetitive plays, and stuff like that. But other than that, I feel like we're going to come out on top, though. We rode to Jersey, man. We trying to get to Jersey. The quicker we buy the tickets, the cheaper they are. We get to Jersey.
That's fair for sure. So, I mean, what's the key so far that you've seen on film? How do you beat the River Gators next week or 2 weeks from now? Sorry.
I think they think when we went to Madison, Alabama, certain key, I say DBs wasn't there, so they probably feel like our passing defense is like vulnerable, but like me just knowing football, like looking at some of the mistakes that we made, like on far as our defense versus our offense, like we tweaking a lot back there in the backfield. We done tweaked a lot, so I think last game all deep B's got 7 interceptions against the Predators. So I say we coming in Batesville defending the air. It's like the United States Air Force, man. We got superiority right now, We there.
There you go. I love it. The analogies are on point for sure. Yeah. Love it. So talk to me about this rivalry. I mean, I know it's a friendly rivalry, right? Yeah. But you play a team 4 times in a season. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of heat there, right? So, I mean, how do you guys go about keeping your composure and keeping it professional while you're on the field? When there might be a little bit animosity there after the 3 times prior.
When it comes to team, though, professionalism is not solely on one person. Like, we all get heated in the moment, so it take a team effort to keep one person level-headed or diffuse certain situation. Like, you might have a person on our team a little heated about an incident that happened a couple of plays ago, so he might still be playing at a high momentum or something like that. And you got, what I'm saying? It take a team thing to be able to, come together as men at the end of the day versus, what I'm saying? So that's what control rivalry to make it fun. Like, rivalry is always competitive. Like, playing against them, every game was competitive. Like, all 3 games was competitive. So it takes brotherhood at the end of the day inside the league, not just inside the team,
No, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, that was something that kind of stuck out to me as we were doing like the run up to the season. It seems like, everybody is obviously playing for their team and wants their team to succeed. But it seems like there's everybody has the bigger picture in mind, that everybody understands that all of their actions lead up to the league being successful. So that was kind of cool to see from the outside looking in. So I don't know what you guys are doing behind the scenes to grow that brotherhood for the AAL2, but it's definitely something that has stuck out from the very beginning for us.
Yeah, that definitely. This like the funnest league I've been in for real though. Like, seriously, a lot of played up on some higher levels than here. This by far the funnest league I've been in. The
Where
competitive.
else have you played?
I played in the AAL1. I played with the Mississippi Raiders. I played against Columbus Lions a lot. Like I played a lot. Like I played some big games. Like the experience there, won a championship.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mississippi Raiders.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was the coach for that Shane Anderson?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Shane's a great guy. Big fan of his.
Yeah, I like Shane Anderson. He's dope. He's pretty dope.
Yes, sir. Big fan of his. Like I said, he's a huge supporter of Shady Sports, so always appreciate him and what he does for the sport for sure. Talk to me about a little bit about Coach Strong. Obviously he can be a little bit of an intimidating presence. I mean, it seems like you guys have a good relationship with him. But what have you learned from Coach Strong this year that you hadn't previously, come across in your career?
I say, man, Coach, he's like a player's person. Like he get down to like in-depth characters. Like he don't like it's outside of football with Coach. Coach is more of like a father to us for real, like versus a coach. Like don't get me wrong, when it's game time, he's a whole different. Like you don't even want to just listen to him and just coach you. Let him coach you. But like off the field though, like we're trying to build brotherhood of the team. Like I ain't seen that in another coach like my whole entire career. Like he's big on that. He's big on doing things as a team. Like he's big on us building like personal like bonds versus just football bonds and stuff like that. Would I say make him different. Like like Wayne, like this is my first time ever having an actual mayor like of a city behind a team. Like it's like he bringing some powerful stuff to Mississippi, like to Batesville. Like so, I got to tip my hats off to Coach. Like doing a complete spin around from last year. Like we had like this is our team from last season. We were gonna play in the AF1 with Corporate Christian and all them, but of course we had like turf issues with the previous ownership and stuff like that. But so it took a lot for Coach to reverse day cycle to branch off on his own. So I say he got like his strength is of like gold. Like it's I just don't know what else to say. He be bringing like NFL players around us to give us prep talks and stuff like that. He's definitely for his players, like giving them the exposure, giving them the best training. Like, don't get me wrong, every team got room for improvement, but he get 100% for like effort and being there, caring and the love and support he show us. Like, definitely, like he's one of the best coaches to ever do this in Mississippi. Period.
I love that. I've got a lot of respect for him. I wasn't entirely aware of him before the season, but obviously he's made an impression on you guys pretty quickly and should be making an impression on the league pretty quickly because he's had a lot of success so far. But interesting. I was not aware of the fact that you guys had flirted with going into the AF1. That's an interesting little nugget there. So I'm sure fans at home are their curiosity's peaked a little bit there. So I know that he's got high aspirations for the Wolfpack, and obviously the AAL2 is a great starting point, a great leaping off point for any new franchise that wants to come in and build up that fan base and eventually, move their way up. So.
I don't think we're going nowhere. We like the league.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that either there. Obviously I'm sure AAL2 won't be kicking you out anytime soon.
Yeah, like this is like by far the funniest league I ever played in. And I'm quite sure there's other veterans that's on the team that feel the same way. Like veterans in this league, period, that feel the same way. Like you ain't got no necessary blowouts like the Firebirds 98 to whatever that is. Like everything competitive. Like you ain't just finna nah.
That's fair. There's been a lot of blowouts in other leagues this year, but this one's been very competitive. Man, I enjoy talking to you. I could probably sit here and talk to you all night, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, and we got some other guys to get on here. But go ahead and tell the fans where they can find you on social media, and then if you don't mind as well, where they can find the team on social media.
Well, you can find me on social media at LaMarcus Kelly. That's on Instagram or Facebook. And you can find the team at Mississippi Wolfpack on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Kelly. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to you guys playing in 2 weeks, and then looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the playoffs as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We coming to Jersey.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Looking forward to seeing you there. Best of luck the next couple of weeks, man, and best of luck in the playoff as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your night.
You too.
All right, now I'm joined by another esteemed member of the AAL2, none other than Julian Robinson of the Maryland War Eagles. How you doing this evening, sir?
Hey, I'm good, boss man. How about yourself?
Doing great. Honestly, I think this is the first time you and I have been on camera together, but you've done multiple interviews on the network, so really excited to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we've been talking a lot about it, and I don't want to go too far back here, but very recently, Maryland found a way to beat the Jersey Bearcats and rolling into the playoffs, no less. So that's obviously a great way to kind of start to close out the season here. What was your secret? Nobody else has done it so far this season. How did you manage it?
It really wasn't a secret. We just played good football, good solid football. That's all. We know they were not at 100%. They definitely going to come into the playoffs this week fully loaded, and we just made less mistakes than them, and we finished it up. That's all.
Very nice. So who do you guys have in round 1 for the playoffs?
Them.
Awesome. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Talk to me about the challenges as a coach preparing for the same team that's so close together.
Well, one of the things we are pretty familiar with each other. We've gone against each other a few times over the past couple of years, so it's really going to just come down to executing. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes, that's who's going to win. It's the playoffs. Is really zero margin for mistakes. If you want to win, you can't mess up. That is really that simple.
That's fair. I don't want you to give away too much when I ask this, so feel free to be as vague as you want. But when you look at your team in particular, who are some players that stick out as potential key performers in this upcoming playoff game?
The defense. Real simple. The defense. If they can't win if they don't score enough points, right? So real simply put, the defense has to step up. Is nothing other than the defense. Is real simple. We got to stop them from scoring. They have a lot of weapons, and we have to neutralize them.
Absolutely. They say defense wins championships for a reason, right?
There you go.
Definitely. So is there any? Man, I'm not even sure if I want to ask this, but are there any wrinkles or anything new that you might throw in there to kind of throw them off this upcoming week?
No. No, it's again, it's pretty much nothing different. It's just we just have to execute, Of course, it's always some stuff you have saved in the bag for the playoffs. You have to have something for the team that you played a few times and you're pretty much familiar with. Just like I know of some stuff AJ has in his bag that he's going to pull out for us that, we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? One of the things they are very different with Ward at running back as opposed to Nas. So that makes them that gives you a whole different look. You have one where they have the big back that can run, but then you have one where they have basically the fast return guy, receiver guy back there. As soon as he get the ball, he's in return mode. So it's just it's two different looks. They can run a whole bunch of different things out of that. So it's really we just have to execute and do our jobs, and everything else will take care of itself.
Completely agree on that. You obviously have dabbled in professional coaching, and you're going to be moving back into the professional ranks here soon after the AAL2 season's over with the NTFLA. assuming everything goes correctly there. Talk to me about how you have gone out of your way to try and help elevate players to the next level.
That's something I've really been passionate about, is trying to help guys over the last 10 to 12 years get to the next level, actually, because a lot of guys don't have the opportunity coming from developmental level or stuff like that to get to the next level and really get seen. When you go to them pro workouts, pro tryouts, even if you make it to the pro camp, you do not have enough time to learn the pro game, So one of the things we do with developmental ball is try to teach the guys the pro game. So as soon as they get that call, that invite, they're ready to go. We just want to show guys that just because you didn't go to a big school, it doesn't mean there's not guys out there that can't play the ball at a high level. And the AAL2, I think I can say without a shadow of a doubt, we have the best developmental indoor game around. I know we put our guys every year to the pros. I know AJ does the same thing, a few guys from the Stampede and, some guys down in the Southern Division. So overall, I mean, to be honest, if we put together a pro team from the AAL2, we'll scare a lot of people, So we have top talent and top coaches, and not just coaches, but also developing the players so they can be ready to perform on the next level, because all of our guys that get to the next level, they go and they become impact players. So that's what it's all about. And, we just want to help guys get to the next level, as well as some of our coaches that have aspirations of moving on. So we try to focus on all of that stuff.
I love it. Talk to me about that. Like how do you go about recruiting and getting guys to buy in when there isn't necessarily pay behind the opportunities that you're providing in the AAL2?
Well, it's honestly kind of easy for teams like us. I would say the Bearcats, because our track record shows that if you play for us, you will have the opportunity to play at the next level. That speaks for itself right there. That's pretty much what everyone wants. They just want that opportunity to play at the next level. And then also, one of the biggest recruiting tools is some of your former players stepping up and recruiting players for you. When the players love what you do and they see how you're invested in them, they go out and recruit players and bring them on board for you. So you don't really have to do so much. The product speaks for itself, and guys want to be a part of it.
That makes sense. I mean, honestly, you trust the players, you might as well trust their opinion on other players, right? So that makes perfect sense, and I'm sure it's a powerful tool when you've got a player sitting there, helping you on that side of the fence for sure.
Definitely. Not only that though, when you can put the players in touch with a professional head coach, or that speaks volumes too. They know you're not bluffing when you say, look, we can give you an opportunity to make this happen. And when you can put them on the phone with someone or get them an invite-only workout or stuff like that, they see that and they recognize it, and that's what they want to be a part of. They just want that opportunity.
Absolutely, and that's what this league is all about, right? And you said it a moment ago, but this is probably the best developmental league that's on the market right now.
Not probably. I said we are the best. That's what I said. But
well, you're right. You're right. Let me say it in no uncertain terms. You are definitely correct. This is the best developmental league out there. Honestly, the way you guys carry yourselves as teams, coaches, players, I'm thoroughly impressed by the professionalism that everybody shows across the board. Obviously there's always outliers, but the vast majority of the players in this league are 100% ready for the professional level. We've seen it week in, week out with the way these guys carry themselves. And it's been a pleasure to kind of get to peek behind the curtains as to what you guys are building here in the AAL2.
Definitely, man. We appreciate all the coverage and the attention, man. That's the only way we're going to be successful. You know what I mean? People actually get to see what we're about, what we do, and the type of people we are, and the opportunities that we present our guys. Like we said, some of our guys, a lot of our guys not getting paid to do this stuff. So not only does this help them move up in the pro indoor world, but it also helps them move up and play pro ball overseas. And some of our younger guys actually get to go to school from what we do. So we have to have a high character as to what we do, not only as players, but coaches and ownership groups as well, because again, a lot of people are watching what we do, and like we tell our guys all the time, you never know who's watching you. I get so many inboxes about stuff, and I had to constantly remind my guys, hey, look, man, people looking, so make sure you stay sharp, you know.
Absolutely. And you talked a moment ago about being able to get guys on the phone with head coaches from other professional organizations. Obviously, you coached NAL last year. How closely tied are you to some of the organizations and coaching staffs within the NAL still to this day?
Oh, they're my guys. I don't know no other way to say it. You know, some of them they'll post up my Suso saying or whatever, you know, and you know a lot of them, like I said, we can literally get guys into workouts just off of the relationships that we have. You know, it's to the point now where they will call us and ask us for certain positions or certain players, or you know, so is really very personable. Like we really have those relationships now where it's nothing for us to get guys signed. You know, it's all about the guys putting in the work, trusting the process, and letting the chips fall where they may.
Absolutely. One of your bigger connections, I would imagine, from working with him in Carolina, Brandon Negron, was just in the NAL championship tonight.
Yeah,
so.
man. Yeah, man. That's a tough one, man. I was definitely checking it out, man. I was pulling for them guys, man. And you know, but it's crazy how stuff, you know, panned out for him this year as to how everything started out in Carolina, and then he ended up out there with the beef. You know, some people never saw that coming. You know, like it's you know you do things the right way, and you know certain things happen for you. And as you can see, you saw some bad cats from that roster. They were down to Carolina, then they moved out to Omaha with them. You know what I mean? Last year we had some of my guys, the Warriors, War Eagles, all that stuff. So the pipeline is there. The pipeline is there, you know, and we want to definitely strengthen it even more with players moving up and more coaches moving up. Right now,
Absolutely.
you know, of course we doing the entertainment league. We have guys in the TAL right now. You know, we have guys in A1. We everywhere. We literally are everywhere.
It certainly seems like it. You know, I wanted to shout out Carl Robinson of the Beaumont Renegades, the team that just won the NAL championship. He's another example of players that can, you know, make it from the developmental level and show out at the next level. So just another shining example, although that was not from the AAL2, to be fair. But, you know, so any coaches out there that are looking, I mean, there's some serious talent at this level, and you definitely want to keep your eyes open. There's some really great players in this league that have not gotten the opportunity or the looks that they deserve yet. So, you know, don't be scared to reach out to one of these teams or one of the coaches and kind of get a feel for, you know, who they think could belong at the professional level, because many of these coaches are either professional coaches on the side on top of the AAL2, or they have been at one point in their career. So very valuable knowledge on both sides of the ball for sure here. Any final thoughts before I let you go for the evening, sir?
Oh man, nah, man. We just ready to go ahead and get to these playoffs, man. Get this thing rolling, man, and go out here and make some noise, man. See what we can do, man. You know, nobody give us a chance to win anyway, so there's no pressure on us.
That's a good way to look at it. When you're the underdog, there is no pressure. You just go in and do your thing, right?
That's it.
That's fair. I love that.
We don't stand a chance, you know.
I love that. So tell everybody who's watching where they can find you on social media, and then also where they can find your team.
You can find the team on Facebook and Instagram at Maryland War Eagles, both of them. You can find me on Facebook at Julian Robinson. You can find me on Instagram at Coach Julian. And yeah, man, you type us in. You can find us real simple, no problem. If you reach out to us, we respond to everything.
Can vouch for that. So if you're a player looking for an opportunity, you could do a lot worse than the AAL2, I promise you. So definitely go out, show them what you got, and maybe you'll be at the professional level in the championship game with the NAL here soon. But thank you so much for your time, Coach Robinson. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but luck in the playoffs, and hopefully we see you back on the show here soon.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything and all the support.
Absolutely. Have a great night, sir.
All right, you too.
All right, we've talked to one team from the East so far, and they're heading into the playoffs. The New Jersey Roughnecks joins us now. We have defensive lineman Shea Davis and quarterback Keon Spain. How you fellas doing tonight?
What's good, bro? Good to be here again.
How you doing?
Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time. You guys have been on the show a lot. All of a sudden, recently, you guys are on a little bit of a hot streak. So what's been the secret? I mean, I'd hate to use the same question I just asked Mississippi, but it seems like both of you guys started getting hot right around the same time and just haven't slowed up.
Hey, man, we just balled, man. We got to the point where we got tired of losing. You feel me? Being as such, we had a close game with Jersey Bearcats. It was like, yo, like we got to play at our level. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what we've been doing. Getting to the ball on defense and scoring points on offense.
Yeah, basically piggyback off of what he said. Getting to the quarterback on defense and putting up points on offense. Last game was a little rocky, but defense got the win for us to continue us on to our hot streak into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Shea, I know a little bit about your background as a player. Keon, I don't know that I've ever actually asked you this or if Cool has. Where have you played prior to the Roughnecks?
Prior to the Roughnecks, I used to play a little bit of junior college. I played a little bit of high school football. That's really much it.
Gotcha. So this is your first year in arena football then?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Very nice. How's that transition been for you so far?
It's football. Pretty smooth, easy to me, to be honest. Just got to work on a couple of things, but other than that, easy.
Love it. I love it. How important has it been for you, Shea, to have other veterans on the squad that have kind of helped you lead the way through some of the transitionary periods you guys have had this season?
No, it definitely feels good. Like we got a couple of vets. Just to name a few, I know we got Lamar. He's been out there. We got Claude. He's played before. You know what I'm saying? So to have people in the background that can, vouch to everything that I'm saying and, you feel what I'm saying, also give pointers out to the new guys, it definitely feels good. It was crucial for us to have this year. You feel me? Like we needed those vets in the background.
Absolutely. I know you guys have gone through a lot this season so far. And honestly, my hat's off to you guys because lesser people probably would have folded with some of the stuff that you guys have dealt with this season. But you guys continue to push through and persevere through all that adversity you've kind of been dealt with or you've dealt with throughout the season. And I'm impressed. Let's put it that way. I'm impressed to see it happen. But that kind of speaks to me about the culture that you guys have built within the franchise itself. So, talk to me a little bit about how you guys have kind of build up that brotherhood within the team itself.
You just said it right there. Like, it's brotherhood. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us have played semi-pro together on a few different teams, so we know each other. We're, compatible with each other on the football field. But like you said, we faced so much adversity, and that's only from what y'all have seen on the outside. Like, on the inside, the group chats and all that, it's been crazy. You feel me? Like, but when it come down to it, and Saturday we got to strap up, put that helmet on. You know what I'm saying? You my brother, and I got your back. Like, no matter what. That's been everybody from the rip. You feel me? Even when we didn't have the correct jerseys, it's like, man, it don't even matter. Like, let's go out here and ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's always been the mentality. Let's go ball, put it all on the table, and we'll go back to the drawing board if we mess up.
I
love that. Keon, talk to me a little bit about the how you guys on offense have been able to build that brotherhood as well.
Well, the starting of the season, well, basically we're going to put it like this. We got new players, and the new players is just buying into the system and doing what the coaches ask of them. And they helped me open my game up by telling me what they see or what they like to do in certain routes or just certain things on the field that they like to see or do. I feel like everybody came in and just transitioned well throughout the whole season.
Absolutely. It definitely seems like you guys have had – there's just been something that bonds this team together, and obviously it shows a lot on the field just based, again, off what you guys have faced off the field. So it's impressive, once again, to reiterate that, because honestly, like I said, it's been fun to watch, honestly, from the outside looking in. But Keon, talk to me a little bit about how you've gone about developing game by game as a quarterback in arena football.
I feel like game by game, it depends on like who we play. Like we know what certain teams like to do. We all watch film as a team and dissect each team's defense or offense, vice versa, and figure out what we can do to get better versus maybe if we played a team a previous game, or we'll go back to that highlight tape, even if it's from the first week or the third week, it doesn't matter. We always look to try to dissect and get what we choose, basically, or get what's given to us.
Makes sense. So obviously the playoffs start this upcoming weekend. You guys have made it into the dance, for lack of a better term. Who do you guys have in week 1, Shay?
We got Stampede week 1.
Okay. And you guys have played them a couple times so far this season, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think will be the key to the game coming up here?
I mean, we got to stand 10 toes. You feel me? I know they picked up a couple pieces from word of mouth, things that I've heard or whatever, but it's football at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so if we stand 10 toes and play the football that we've been playing for the past couple of weeks, we'll be all right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what name you got or who you used to play for. You feel me? You got to strap up just like I do. So, I know the guys going to hold it down. They're going to do what they need to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so you've had a chance to play against the Steel City Stampede a couple times this season so far. Is there anything that they've shown you on defense that you feel you can exploit in this upcoming game?
Yeah, quite a few things. I don't really want to get into it on this because I know they're gonna see this interview. But yeah, a lot, and I hope they do it again. I hope, and they know what I'm talking about. But I hope they do it again this game. I hope they do it again.
All right. Sounds good. Obviously don't want you to give away any trade secrets here, but sounds like you're fairly confident. I mean, I don't want to say cocky because it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like you definitely know they're going to come to play, but
I'm eager off the bye week. I don't like bye weeks. I'm ready to get back on the field.
Yeah, he said that before. He ain't like that bye week.
I don't like bye weeks at all.
That's awesome. I mean, let's be honest. You wouldn't be playing at this level if you didn't supremely love football, right? So, yeah, it definitely shines through the way you talk about it. So I love that. In fact, we'll stick with you real quick, Keon. Who are some quarterbacks that you have watched or try to emulate your game after when it comes to arena football specifically?
Well, no disrespect to any of the quarterbacks, but I haven't watched any arena quarterbacks other than probably like Kurt Warner, but I really don't pay attention to the other quarterbacks. I try to just go out there and do what I know I'm capable of doing and trusting my IQ on the field. That's the only thing I really focus on. I don't focus on the other teams or the quarterbacks.
That's fair. Shay, similar question to you. Are there any defensive linemen you've watched throughout your career that you've kind of stolen some pass rush moves from or anything like that?
So I got a couple of brothers out there that I've learned from, you feel me, that have, we piggyback off each other's moves, you know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Javon Young, Bearcats. You got Joey Ramirez. He was a great trainer, you know what I'm saying, during camp and stuff like that. But also on a higher level, when I went to Willing, you got Ocho McGee out there, you feel me? Like, he taught me a lot. That's a real big vet. And Brandon Munoz, like, I watched how they did in camp, you feel me, and they showed me a lot. So I brought that back to AAL too, you feel me, everything that I learned up there, certain moves or certain ways to get around stuff like. So shout out to all them, man.
Absolutely. Brandon Munoz actually just signed with the Jacksonville Sharks after Wheeling season, so still out there kicking at the professional level. Love to see it. So let's kind of start to wrap it up a little bit here. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time tonight, and then we got some other people to get to. But what are some areas you guys can improve on to prepare yourselves better for this playoff game coming up?
Go ahead, Key.
I feel like it's improvement everywhere. You can always improve. Doesn't matter if you have the best offensive line, defensive backs, quarterbacks. It doesn't matter. You always have room to improve. I feel like we just need to sharpen up on our IQs and our responsibilities. And other than that, we should be good to go.
Makes sense.
I definitely piggyback off of him. I know a guy, he says the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. You feel what I'm saying? So you can always improve in some type of way. I say defensively, I mean, we just need to be a little bit more sharp. You know what I mean? Know exactly what's going on when we rush. We don't over rush, you feel me? Over pursue, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, we just got to stay sharp. And like I said, stand on 10. Make those big hits. Make them not want to catch the ball across the middle. You feel what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, that's how you intimidate a team and make them not even want to play no more.
Setting the tone. I like it. I like it a lot. Real quick before I let you guys get out of here, where can people find you on social media? And we'll go to Shay first on this one.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. I am_Shay Davis. Like I said before, got a lot going on. Then on Facebook, you can follow me as Shayfon Davis, SHAEFON Davis. Man, make sure you holler at me.
Didn't you say you had a stage play coming up?
I wasn't trying to say it, but yeah, I got a stage play coming up this weekend. So unfortunately, I'm not even going to be at the game. But like I said, I know my dog's going to hold it down 10 toes, man. I know they will.
That's fair. Hey, yeah. Sometimes life gets in the way, right?
And that's just what it is. It's been planned. I can't get away from it. So, I mean, I'm just praying that we have a good show, and I mean, everything that needs to be heard is heard.
Very nice, very nice. You've got your hands in a little bit of everything. I love it. Man after my own heart on that front for sure.
Like to stay
Keon,
busy.
Absolutely, same here. Keon, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at dreamchasing_K, and Facebook is just Keon Spain. And yeah, I just play football. That's it.
I love it.
I'm not talented like Jay.
I love it. Future Broadway actor here, Shay Davis. Definitely. Well, I appreciate you guys' time tonight, and I wish you the best of luck this upcoming weekend against Steel City, and I hope to see you guys back here next week.
All right, man. Thank you for having us.
Definitely. Have a great rest of your night, fellas.
You too. Thank you.
All right, I'm joined by one final member of the East Division, and that is Jaleel Tyler, offensive and defensive lineman for the Jersey Bearcats. How you doing tonight, Jaleel?
I'm good. Yourself?
Cannot complain at all. Excited to learn a little bit more about you as a person and your career, what got you to the point, and all of that.
All right.
So you said recently you were playing more defensive line than offensive line. Is that kind of your preference?
Yeah, so I always played defensive line more growing up from high school than the little bit of college I played into arena. I started playing arena back in, I want to say 2016, back when AJ was the coach of the Jersey Devils under Jim Collins. And we just had a small squad of 15. Everybody had to play Iron Man ball, and that's when my career started. And then the Devils ended, and AJ came out with the Bearcats, and I've been with him ever since.
Wow, that damn near a lifer. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You got to have vets like you on the team to kind of lead the way and show these young gentlemen, how the right way to act and prepare, of course.
I mean, yeah, I try. I mean, I'm considered the old man on the team now, according to the younger players.
I got to ask, I mean, what keeps you going?
The love of the game. I love it. I mean, it's like this is, besides like my home life, this is my other happy place. So I can go play ball, beat somebody up, and not get in trouble for it.
I love it. I love it. Obviously, as far as I'm concerned, arena football is as close to gladiator sports as you can get at this point, where you're basically allowed to go and smush a dude into a wall and it's completely legal, right? So
Yeah.
I can definitely see that being able to get that physical edge out of you, on the field.
I mean, well, that's not the only gladiator sport I did. Growing up, I did karate, and then over the past few years, I also did Muay Thai. So I do a lot of Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been doing something physical, but football was always my love above those.
Gotcha. So do you do that stuff like competitively, or is that just kind of a training thing?
So a few years ago, I was supposed to do it competitively, but I met my wife, got married, and it was either football or Muay Thai. So I chose football.
All right. Makes sense.
But she don't know when I give it up, I'm going back to Muay Thai.
I love it. So you telling me coaching is not in your future for football?
Anything's possible. Let's say that.
Gotcha.
I mean, I learned a lot playing for AJ and playing for Coach Ja and one of the best offensive lines coaches I've ever been around, David Pinto. So I don't know. Let's see what the future holds for me. I mean, I do coach a little like Pee Wee and recreation, but as far as the next level, I don't know.
That's awesome. What age group do you coach Pee Wee?
8 to 9.
Very nice. It takes a very patient person to teach and coach little kids. That's for sure.
Hey, I work in the school system, so I'm always around kids. I also work with special needs kids part time. So working with Pee Wee kids and recreation kids, it's a cakewalk. I mean, the hardest part is keeping me focused. Because you got the ones on the field, but then you got the ones on the side who want to play around. Then you got to yell at them and make them do a lap. But I enjoy it, though, because it's like I have the opportunity to help mold young men to be better men in their future if they're willing to receive the message and what's being taught.
Absolutely. Completely agree. Honestly, coaching is probably one of the most influential professions you can possibly have, next to something like being a teacher, especially when special needs kids. So nothing but respect for what you do, my friend. I really appreciate what you do for the kids, and I'm sure the kids appreciate it as well, especially when they get to watch you play on Saturday and Sunday and see you do your thing on the football field as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. So talk to me a little bit. I mean, obviously you said you've been playing since about 2016. You've probably seen and played with many great players that have kind of influenced you as a player across the years. So, I mean, talk to me about some of the people who have influenced you and helped you get to where you're at today.
Well, for starters, AJ Roque definitely is a huge factor in my life when it came to playing arena ball. Because without him, I wouldn't have the knowledge I have, and I wouldn't have had opportunities to try to move up. So when I say that, is I have people who reached out to me to move up, but I'm the type of person like if the dollar don't make sense, I'm not going to waste my time. Now I could have went for the experience and opportunity, but I'm like, if I leave and I give this up, this is how I feed feed myself and my family, and that's not going to make ends meet. So I'm gonna stay. On the other side, I want to say David Pinto, which is the offensive line coach, one of the best O-line coaches I've been around since I played ball. He is a master guru when it comes to dissecting the game offensively and defensively. So I learned a lot from him. He definitely plays a huge factor in Coach Ja when the way he puts together the schemes and everything as far as all the D-line, the defense as a whole. So I would say the Big Cat organization as a whole, they definitely played a huge part in my life when it comes to playing arena ball.
Absolutely. I love to hear that. Talk to me a little bit about. I mean, you talk about how very highly of David Pinto and his ability as an offensive line coach. Obviously, talk to me about how it's influenced you as a defensive lineman, having a coach like that to teach you kind of some of the finer points of the offensive line.
It helps because you learn for the tendencies of the offensive lineman that you're going against, and you exploit those to better your game. Hand placement, foot, how they move their feet. They stop moving their feet. If they're leaning, if they're not, he pinpoints those things on both sides of the ball of how to beat the man in front of you, and it helps.
I can only imagine, if you know what an offensive lineman's going to do next, or you have an idea what they're thinking, you as a defensive lineman can stay one step ahead and kind of counter their move before it even comes. So
yes,
it's definitely helped you. Talk to me about some of the younger players on the team that you've kind of tried to take under your wing, and who do you see developing and kind of building themselves into, a great player so far?
We have some characters. I'm gonna say that a lot of our players are young. Well, 15 is no. I'm gonna say 50% of our players are young. As far as the younger ones on as far as my position, we have Willie Garner. He's new to the game. He's definitely been a factor on the field. He wears number 12. He is the type of player he's willing and he's eager to learn. So myself, and Joey Ramirez are two of the older ones on the team, the OGs, they want to call us. And we basically just help the younger ones as far as the rules. You can't be too far outside. This is how you do this. Don't come inside, you play outside. Make sure you contain. And that's stuff that's preached to us, so we just preach it to them. But and then we have Javon Young, who just came back to the Bearcats. He played for the Sharks, Orlando. No, it's the Predators, I believe. He's young, but he comes with a lot of experience, though. He has a high motor. He's like the Bearcats man child. You just give him a direction to go, he's gonna go. Same thing with Willie. You point him out, he's going. It's like a race to the quarterback. He's gonna get there first.
I love it. Talk to me about that brotherhood you guys have built within the defensive line room in general. I mean, when you come off the field and somebody else comes on to spell you, I mean, how does that whole interaction go? And are you still rooting for these guys, obviously?
I root for everybody. Offense, defense, no matter where I'm playing at, I root for everybody. It's like you take one piece off the field, you put another one on, it's like you never removed that one piece. Everybody plays at a high pace, and it's basically like, we racing to the ball. Who's gonna get there first? Like the defense who gonna get there first? Take bets, put it in the pot. It's like when you remove one on the field, and nothing changes. It's the same machine, just how you say, a fresher cog in the machine.
Makes perfect sense. We've talked with Coach Roque a lot about depth and having, being prepared, when somebody goes when somebody's missing, and you guys definitely have had one of the better rotations when it comes to the depth on the team for sure. So obviously I talked to Coach Robinson a moment ago, and you guys have played the War Eagles several times this season so far. So when you go to face a team like that, where you've played them multiple times in a season, how do you try to prepare for the latest game? Are you going back and watching film of the previous game that you played against them, or are you watching their most recent game? Like, how does that work for you?
Well, as an organization, we watch everything. Like the young man, like the guy said earlier, Mississippi, we want to see what they do most, what they executed well against us, and we fix no problems. And then on top of that, we have to look at the mistakes we made so we don't make them again in the game. So the next time we see them, we can just dominate all across the board, offense and defense. We put points up and we shut them down so they can put more points up.
Makes sense. So is there anything in particular that you look to exploit against their offensive line heading into this game? If you don't want to give away trade secrets, that's perfectly fine.
I'm going to say this. I have not had my best game yet this season. So I'm gonna make this game my best game. So to answer your question, you're gonna have to watch and see.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Would be perfect time for you to have a breakout game late in the season, right? Right when you guys have
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, and we have one more person to get back on the show. So if you don't mind giving us where everybody can find you on your social media, and then also where you can find the team.
Okay, so on Facebook you can find me at Jaleel Tyler. This is how you see it on the headline. And then for Instagram it's Big Boy JT91, which is spelled BIGBOIJT91. And then as the team on Facebook it's Jersey Bearcats, and then on Instagram it's the same Jersey Bearcats.
Very nice. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Jaleel. We really appreciate it. Wish you nothing but best of luck this upcoming weekend, and something tells me we'll be seeing you back next week.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And everybody that's watching, stay tuned.
Absolutely. There's going to be a show this week, I imagine.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a great night, sir. Really appreciate your time tonight.
You the same. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. It's been a great show so far. Lots of great guests. And we get to close it out with the commissioner himself, AJ. How are you doing this evening?
Good. Can't complain.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. So obviously, I mean, as a commissioner, you guys have made it through this season with honestly very few issues, which, you know, has been inspiring to see from the outside looking in. We all know that the arena football always kind of has that stigma behind it, but
always.
Yeah, you guys have made it through the season with really virtually no problems. So, I mean, talk to me about how you guys have made it here with so few reschedules or anything like that of the sort.
You know, from the beginning, like I said, I felt like this group of, you know, guys we had together, owners and coaches and stuff, that everybody was on the same page, right? And it's putting out a good product and helping these young men continue to play, right? And putting on your best, you know, show. So
absolutely,
it all goes back to the guys, you know, that you allow in.
Completely agree on that. And I mean, let's dive into that a little bit. How do you go about vetting the teams that come into the AAL2?
A lot of them are guys that, I won't say a lot of them, some of them are guys that already know other guys that are in the league. They may have coached together, they may have played against each other, you know, a few years back, different teams. So when you already have guys, especially guys you trust a lot, and they're trying to bring a guy in, they know that guy. I trust this guy. He's not going to bring somebody in who's going to do wrong. So, you know, then we send out our questionnaire to each team that we have, you know, to see what they have first, you know, if they have their venue first, they haven't, what type of arena they're going to play in, what type of, do they need turf? Does the venue have turf? You know, because we encourage our teams to go to a facility, a soccer facility, indoor facility that has turf down, right? Because you save money there right off the bat. So we encourage that. We encourage small venues with not a lot of seating, so you're not overcharging, you know, being overcharged for your time, and you're not getting people in the stands, right? So we like to get all that out first, like to make sure that these teams understand what they're getting themselves into and not to overpay for their season that they don't have to.
I like that. I mean, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but it sounds a lot like you want to scare off the teams that are not properly prepared before they ever have a chance to join the league.
Yes. Have a real understanding, like you can have this type of facility, or you can have this. You don't have to spend this money for, you know, to look cool. Just, we need you to have a venue, insurance, a roster, coaches, and be able to travel. And we're going to ask you, can you travel to these places before we even make the schedule?
Sounds
and if
like
you
a
say,
good way to
and if you say no, then you just won't go. We'll figure somebody else who can travel and go. But all this is figured out before we even get to like the meat and potatoes. Before they even send back the signed contracts to join the AAL2.
Makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I mean, whatever you guys are doing, it seems to be working out well. I know that the league did lose 2 teams before the season, but since then it's been smooth sailing across. So, I mean, honestly, kudos to you and everybody else that are at the top of the league, because it seems like you guys have really, really put a lot of thought and preparation into the season to be able to make it go so well.
Yeah. And, I'll announce again, right, we already got 2 new teams for 2026. And who knows, they might be introduced and announced at the championship game on July 26th.
All right. Well, if you're watching, there you go. Little nugget for you. Might want to be paying attention. During the championship game, there's maybe going to be some announcements that you're going to want to know about for 2026.
Most likely it'll be 3 teams that day.
All right. So, I mean, at 8 now, correct? Or is it 10?
Yes. 10 right now.
My mistake. That's right. It was 12 before the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, 13 teams. That's a pretty healthy amount. So definitely looking forward to that for sure. I mean, obviously you mentioned, kind of word of mouth as far as like bringing teams in and stuff like that. But have you ever sought out teams, or is it just a situation where they come to you?
No. We've sought out some teams. This one of the ones that are coming in, we reached out to, last year, and they just weren't ready. And that's the best part of it. Like when you're reaching out to them, tell you what you got going on, about our league, and they're like, we're not ready for that yet. That's the part I love. Like, you understand, what we're trying to do. And if you're not ready, like, we're here when you're ready. Like, I appreciate the honesty.
Agreed.
So,
agreed.
Yeah, like that organization will always have now like a spot in my heart. You know what I mean? Because of the honesty. Not a lot of people in this day and age, whether professional or not, likes to be honest with themselves.
You are so correct on that. And honestly, I mean, if we're really breaking it down and looking at it, I mean, that little bit of honesty and self-awareness can take an organization a really far way. Yeah. Or, a lack thereof can be the end of an organization overnight. So, no, honestly, that's a good sign. Glad to hear that.
And some people do, they reach out, they fill out the little form that we have on the website for expansion, and we get it. And some, be honest, I don't even acknowledge, because we don't have teams in that area, right? So I don't even want to play around with or get teams' hopes up, right? If we can't even offer them anything.
That's fair. You've talked about it a lot. Keeping travel manageable for these teams is another way that you keep everything on schedule, running correctly, and obviously, on time. So right. I personally think that's a really smart decision on your part. As much as I would love to see a Colorado team, obviously that's a little ways out of the way for New Jersey and these places that you guys have teams in. So it definitely makes perfect sense. And honestly, Again, I applaud you guys for how you do things. It definitely seems to be working out well for you. Talk to me a little bit about the back end support for teams that come into the league. I mean, is it everybody fends for themselves, or is it kind of a collective where, hey, if you need something, come talk to me or come talk to the league, and we'll see what we can do to help source these things for you?
Definitely come and talk to the league, or some of these guys reach out to the other coaches in the league. Like, we really, literally, everybody helps out everybody here. And like I said from the get, this is the best group we've ever
had. Proof's in the pudding, right? So far this season, like I said, I mean, realistically.
And we've had our hiccups, like everybody does, but it's just we just continue to always move past it like quickly.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking from experience, considering I personally follow all these different arena leagues, you guys could make a claim that you're a lot more stable than some of the most professional leagues on the planet right now. So, I there's something to be said for your preparation for sure. And I like I said, I applaud everybody in the league for doing things the way you guys have done it, because it definitely worked out well this season so far. But I imagine, and I mean, again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I imagine once you get to the playoffs, it's I don't want to say relief, but it's almost a little bit of a relief, because okay, we made it through another regular season. Now we're moving into the playoffs. So talk to me about the feelings that you have going into the playoffs right now.
It's that championship game, right? Because no season is complete without the championship being played. So that day will be like the relief for sure.
That's fair. That's fair. Job's not done yet.
No, gotta get to that championship, and you have teams coming from either Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia or North Carolina, right? And the league helps those teams, will help those teams travel to New Jersey, compensation wise. So, that's another thing when we choose where to, you choose where the championship is every year. It's like, okay, people always ask, like I was even asked today, how is these teams going to get up there? Well, right, they have their own money, and then the league has money for them as well. That's how they get up there. And again, that's all planned out and all that before the season starts.
That's fair. So just to back up a little bit, for prospective owners that may have some interest in the AAL2, what do you need to see from them before you'll even consider their application for expansion?
What their vision is and what they're trying to do, what's their history of, have they ever owned a team before? Did they have a semi-pro team? Let me go look up this semi-pro team and see how they were as an organization. Right? Because all you got to do is pull up a picture and a video and it'll tell you all you need to know about some of these teams. Like literally, like especially now, it's literally that's all you need.
That is very fair. That is very fair. There's a lot of teams that'll tell you, like you said, everything you need to know right off the bat, just simply by looking through their social media really quick. So I could definitely see that for sure.
The small details tell everything.
That is fair for sure. Is it absolutely necessary for them to have had experience owning a team before, or would you take a first team owner?
No, definitely take a first team owner, and we'll definitely be by their side, throughout the whole process. Somebody along their path has been a part. This is what I've noticed so far, has been a part of the arena game somehow, some way. So if you can get at least one person on your staff or somebody that has been around the indoor game, I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely, it does. This is, as much as we like to say football's football, that this is a different game for sure. The speed of it, the rules, everything is just slightly different than the outdoor game. So it definitely helps to have that arena experience for sure.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about the Bearcats in particular. I mean, I know that we're kind of closing out the show specifically for you as a commissioner, but how have you gotten to this point with the Bearcats? And to the point where, again, I don't want to necessarily put words in your mouth, but you guys are like kind of the shining example of developmental teams, right? You elevate players every year. Players always are coming back to continue playing for you because of the atmosphere that you guys have cultivated and the ability to kind of put them in front of other professional coaches and stuff like that. So, I mean, how have you gotten to this point? I mean, it seems like it's been a long time coming for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is this was sixth season, right? I think sixth season. Sixth. So when we first started 2019, like, man, you can go back on YouTube and pull up some of those videos. Like, we're playing in a soccer house. Nothing wrong with it at all. Like, that's where we started. No lines on the field. No nothing. Camera in the end zone tilted so you can get most of the field, but the guys are paying dues. So, but it was, forget all that, right? You're still paying dues. You want to play football at the end of the day, and we're here to help guys continue to move. Like, our first year, we went and played the New England Bobcats that were in the AAL, that actually Coach Julian Robinson was the head coach of. And we played the Jersey Flight that year also. And, that we went and played the Bobcats. That was if I'm not mistaken, 19-18 game at halftime. I mean, this is our first year with, like, we had a few guys that had indoor experience, but not real experience, right? But it's just having guys who understood the arena game and actually had a bunch of guys that wanted to learn the indoor game.
That desire is all that takes, right? At the end of the day.
And right after that game, they signed our lineman that we have now still, Elijah McKenzie. They signed him right after the game.
That's awesome. I love that. How important is it for you to, as a coach for a developmental squad, to actually build relationships with professional coaches and scouts to help kind of build those pathways to the pros?
I mean, that's everything, right? So if you have players that are good, you have to have these relationships. You have to build them, because that's how you're going to get your guy, moved. All it is just a simple, "How you doing, coach? My name is such and such," or reach out to them. Social media, there's so many platforms. The simple direct DM is all it takes to create a relationship.
Yes, sir.
And back to the Bearcats, come from over the years, it's always been about, like, what can we do next season that was different from last, right? What's the one thing that we can do, right? The 2021 season, we actually painted the lines on the field before each game with the numbers in that soccer house we played. And then we got I think 10 yoga mats it was to put on the back wall because there was plexiglass on the one side, one end zone. We put up field goal uprights and stuff. And this was all in the soccer dome, the soccer house. So, like, it was a whole, so, like, where it is now is, like, it was not this in 2019 and 2020 and 21. But we were able to take trips down 2021 to Charlotte Thunder. Yeah, we got smoked 70-6, right? But, and this is a fact, that year they paid for most of the teams that went to them. They had to give that team money. We didn't need any money to make our trip down there. You know what I mean? And just little things like that we pride ourselves on of not ever having to ask anybody for anything. And always living within our budget. Always within our budget. If we can't do it, we can't do it.
Could teach a class on that right there. There's a lot of owners that need to hear that message right there.
Because if you spend next year's money, then you're not going to be there next year because you already spent that money.
Exactly, and then you got a lot bigger problems because then you're gonna have all sorts of stuff you need to go back and pay back or et cetera, et cetera. So that's
it's really not hard. It's the ego thing. Everybody wants to look like the next team. Everybody wants to look like Albany, Billings and Nashville and Jacksonville and all those top teams that have been around. That's what everybody wants. You can get there. You just can't get there now.
Brick by brick.
That's it.
I love that. No, I love that a lot. I mean, honestly, that's part of the reason why when I look at a first year team, you got to look at the bigger picture. Yes, this is their first year. How's it look? What's the product look like? Stuff like that. So I mean, it's there's something we said about that. You should never try to bite off more than you can chew, because at the end of the day, it's only going to, bite you in the butt. And I think that you guys definitely have the right formula in place. And it seems like, teams that are coming in are really kind of learning the ropes from the AAL2 and then being able to kind of elevate themselves as a franchise. Like we've talked about Wheeling ad nauseum on the show so far, but I mean, they kind of are the shining example of what a team should do to build a professional franchise. You come in, build a fan base, make sure how you can operate, make sure you can make it through a season, and then try to elevate. So, I mean, I like it. I like that thought process for sure. But when you're looking at new teams, you talked about their vision for the future. Are you shying away from teams like Wheeling that want to move up to the next level, or is that something that you encourage from the jump?
No, we encourage any team to come. We're not just looking for developmental teams. It's anybody that wants to come and lay their foundation. If I put it like that. Right? Because you got to start somewhere.
Yes, sir. 100%. You have to start somewhere, and then hopefully baby steps along the way. Don't try to run before you can walk.
Exactly, and that's what happens in this indoor world now. Like they forget, like the Rattlers, they've been around for 20 plus years. Like people, they just see oh my God, look at this, and they try to go mock that, and now that team's not around no more.
That's fair. Not every team can be like
Tulsa.
Like you mentioned. Tulsa or Albany or Vegas Nighthawks that just come up out of the blue and
Albany's in a different category. Even when I was out there in camp with them in the AF2, we're talking about the AF2 when I was playing. Like our blue and white game, we had like 3,000 people in the stands watching. It was crazy. It was nuts.
They are definitely
different animal.
They do it right, that's for sure. A lot of respect for what Albany's been able to build. And honestly, if we had 10 to 15 more Albanys, I think we would be a lot closer to what the AFL used to be back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody wants to be ego driven, so
that is fair. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. This has been a great episode so far. So are there any final thoughts heading into the playoffs this week?
No, just got great matchups. The East Division is starting this week. So, everybody matches up starting next week, the 28th. And we can, get rolling. But there's some great matchups. Jersey and the War Eagles, which the War Eagles, beat Jersey back on May 17th. And then you got the Roughnecks. I mean, the season they had to now finish in number 2 in the conference. I mean, in division, it's like, man, got to tip your hat to those guys. You have to.
Yeah, a lot of respect for what they've been able to do this season. Like I said to them before, a lot of lesser teams would have just disbanded or folded, and they managed to make it through the season, and not only make it through the season, but turn things around, be very competitive. So it's impressive.
They're a pretty good football team.
Yes, they are, and I'm sure the AAL2 is proud to have them on board for this season, and hopefully many years to come.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What's your game of the week? Is it Bearcats and War Eagles?
Yeah, I'd say definitely Bearcats and War Eagles, without a doubt. I know Stampede have brought in some new guys, so look out for those guys. A couple of them have actual experience, professional experience playing at the quarterback position too.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
I'll definitely have to keep an eye out for that one.
That's always a good thing going into the playoffs. But it's getting them caught up to speed. But he's a baller though. So it'll be fun.
Interesting. Now I'm very curious who it is. I'll have to go search up their social media and see if I can dig anything up now.
They don't show anything.
That's fair. can't tip your hand, right? But
Yep.
I'm sure it's out there in the grapevine somewhere. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, looking forward to the playoffs this upcoming week and the way the games unfold over the next couple of weeks. I'm excited for seeing how this great season comes to an end. Honestly, because it's been a lot of fun to follow along so far.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's a great season. Great third season of the AAL2, and it's only going to get better, right? Because you learn from your mistakes from each season, and
That
you
is fair.
actually try to fix it the next season. So
that's fair. That's fair, and honestly, that's how it should be for any league. Really, you should
Right.
always be constantly trying to learn on, learn based on your mistakes the season before, and see where you can improve and do a little bit better each season. Like you said, just like how you guys built the Bearcats, just
Yep.
add on a little bit each year and not bite off too much. So yeah, I'm very excited to see not only the end of the playoffs, but what you guys come up with heading into next season. I'm sure there's going to be some awesome wrinkles coming.
yeah, no, there's definitely some news with the AAL2. Oh, yeah,
Very nice.
everybody forgets about that AAL. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, definitely don't forget about it. Something tells me that there's a reason you should keep that in mind for sure.
There's definitely a reason.
That I have no doubt. Looking forward to that as well. And maybe we'll hear some news about that in the near future. I won't tease it too much, but definitely appreciate your time tonight, Commissioner. It's been a lot of fun sitting in for Cool for once, and I might have to kick him out of the chair some more often, and let him, have him let me host. But really appreciate your time tonight, and look forward to these matchups this coming weekend. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of great games. So if you're watching the show and you're not aware of where to watch the games, it's probably best if you go and search up not only the American Arena League 2 YouTube channel, but also search up each individual team on Facebook. They're typically really good about posting where their games will be broadcast if they are broadcast. And then after the fact, you can always catch Bearcats games on PDF Sports. They're typically live. You can also catch them on the AAL2 channel after the fact, as well as Shady Sports Network. And then same thing with Georgia. Any of their home games will be posted up there as well, and Carolina as well. So definitely keep an eye out for this.
You got Jersey and War Eagles Friday. You got the late game, 8 p.m. And then Saturday, 21st, you got the 7 p.m. game.
I like it.
The Roughnecks and Stampede.
Very nice. Awesome. So definitely stay tuned for that. Got a game coming up right after, basically the day after the show kicks off. So definitely tune in for that, and stay tuned. Lots of great things coming from the AAL2, and it's only going to get better from here. So just stay tuned and stick with the league, because like I said, this is only just the beginning, really. It's only year 3 and they look this good. So, probably a good idea to stay tuned. But on that note, we'll catch you guys next week. You can catch this show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we have some upload issues like last week, so I apologize on that. But hopefully this one will go out perfectly on time this week. On that note, have a great week, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
How many times a week? Like three, four times, maybe. I don't pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.